Check 1 2 1 2 3. Hey, hey.
Check 1 2 check.
Hey. Why is it when you do like sound checks that everybody does the hey? Yeah, because everybody does it. Why is that? Why do you mean? Is anything?
I think it's the professional standard. We when we played the David Letterman show, I was doing like he had like all of the, like his workers from like the very start. So like it's all these like how do you say politely, like a crusty New York older man?
Sure.
New York.
And I was like checking the microphone, and he was like, "Get out of here! Get out of here!"
Yeah.
I mean, check. Hey, check 1 2. Hey. So ever since that, I was like, I'm not doing it right. So I started doing more like the Brooklyn way.
So you guys are here quite often, and we love it. You were here for Snow Show. You're back here now playing First Avenue tonight, and then also you're coming back to St. Paul in February. When you think of Minneapolis and St. Paul, since you're from Nashville, you're not from here, what do you think of St. Paul?
I think it's like kind of like the self-righteous younger brother or something. Since he's got Saint before his name.
You don't think it's like the bad stepchild or the kind of the dumpier of the two? Be honest, it's fine because everybody has this thing. If you're a Minneapolis person, you love Minneapolis and you hate St. Paul. If you're St. Paul, you think Minneapolis is self-righteous and whatnot.
Well, I once heard that St. Paul was seen as the biggest suburb of Minneapolis. I haven't been there personally, but I've heard good things. We're excited to get to change it up and go over there because we've normally just been kind of in this area. But I think there's some good to that. I like the burbs. I grew up in the burbs. Let's go to that.
I love Target.
You guys obviously have a really unique sound. This is kind of a deep question, but did the banjo booty music life choose you, or did you choose the banjo booty music life?
I think it definitely chose us.
Yeah, we couldn't have like predicted it, especially early on. Like there's pictures of us wearing like top hats and suspenders, and we look like a folk band. And all of a sudden, like a couple years later, we're like popping our booties on stage, but we still have the same instruments. So it's just kind of happened.
Was that a sound that evolved though, or was it something that you started off with?
I mean, we started playing like banjo and mandolin and these folk instruments when we got to college, and it kind of felt like we had to be what people would expect from that in a sense. And so, but we grew up listening to all kinds of different stuff and playing different instruments, and we kind of wanted to figure out how to be more of ourselves overall. And for me, like I always was inspired by Judah's ability to drop it low, So I was the banjo. I still am the banjo player, but I wanted to be more like him in that way. So I get on stage and I'm more nervous about dancing, but it feels right. And we're figuring out how to do it all together. So
speaking of things that feel right, does it just feel right to pet each other? Like, what's going on over there? Is this a common occurrence?
I haven't stopped him because it feels good.
Spencer is like we call him Sweet Spencer. He's just fun to love on.
Yeah.
Especially when we get to cozy Minneapolis. We kind of have this like cabin town home that we've always shot Tom and Leah, if they're listening, that's always hosted us because we couldn't afford a hotel. Like the times we played 7th Street and earlier shows here. And so, I don't know, just felt like doing a good little pet at Spencer.
Spencer looks good. Can I try that?
Come on.
Open door policy.
Get in there, dude.
Just get in there for a nice little tickle, nice little back tickle.
Ben hasn't been able to do that to himself for a really long time.
I feel very at home here.
How's that feeling?
That's great. That's great. Yeah. I think the rating on this just went up to like PG at least.
It's consensual in here. I kind of like it. Now, last time we saw you guys, you played our Snow Show 16 about a year ago almost, and the thing is you guys were middle of the set, and after you guys were done, like I had nothing left. Like I was like, there's still a band to go. Like you guys just put so much energy. You guys must be exhausted by the time you guys get done, because you guys leave it all out there, and it's incredible to watch. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you. We kind of have like that. I don't know, that like little kid energy, like anxious for our, like not anxious, but like what do you call it? Just super like excited for shows, and I I don't know, to come here and obviously at y'all's winter show that we played at with all these amazing artists, you know, you kind of have to step up to the plate a little bit. And obviously for headlining shows or you're out with 21 Pilots or whoever it is, you know, they're going to bring a lot of energy to the table. And so it's kind of fun to kind of go and express our own like source of like musical love and passion towards what we do.
We play 21 Pilots a lot in the station. We love Tyler and Josh. What was it like getting to tour with those guys? And because, I mean, you guys got passionate fans, but it's like different level, like sleeping outside for days and days. Was that a cool experience playing those big arenas? What was that like for you guys?
Yeah, it was insane. I remember the first day we pulled up in Providence, Rhode Island, and we got there the day before for rehearsals, and there was still a couple hundred, I don't know, like people lined up, and it was freezing outside. And so, yeah, it's just completely different thing. And we were just honored to be a part of it. By the time we got asked to, you know, join up, it had already been sold out the entire tour. So we were just like stepping into this new thing. But
well, any of these people know who we are?
Exactly. It was like, all right, we have 30 minutes to introduce ourselves. But no, it was their fans ended up being amazing and kind of bringing us in. It was a really, really cool experience. And yeah, Tyler and Josh welcomed us in and their whole crew, and John Bellion as well. It was just a really cool experience.
Awesome. Let's do a thing we could like to call 3 questions you've never been asked before. Let's hope you've never been asked these questions before. Otherwise, I would be lying.
If we have, can we skip?
Yeah, if we can, you just fast forward.
You have a list of
Yeah,
potential.
right in the head here. So my first question is, if animals could talk, which animal do you think would be the rudest?
I'm going to have to go cats.
In what kind of rudeness would you say? Like just standoffish?
I don't have time for your mess. And clean my litter up, you jerk.
I'm gonna add on to that and say I think seagulls would be the rudest.
They're bastards.
I think cats are like rude in a like very quiet way, like judging you, but seagulls are just like yelling at you.
And stealing your food and taking your things and pooping all over the place. It's nasty.
I'm gonna also go with house cats and tell a little story.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm allergic. Nate here, allergic to cats. And I was staying at a friend's house in Boston last summer. And the house cat was out roaming around while I was sleeping. I was on this bed in the family room. And wake up to the cat kind of just like rubbing against me, trying to be friendly, but I can't have that because I'm going to get sick. So I tried to be polite, shoved it into the bathroom, shut the door. And no more cat for the night. But I went out adventuring the next day, and then came home that night. There's a big pile of crap on my pillow.
Cats are smart, dude, and they get back.
So I think that there were some choice words said by the cat. And now my feeling is affirmed. No, I don't like cats.
Sometimes actions speak louder than words, man.
Come on.
Sure.
Sorry, Spencer. Spencer's favorite animals are cats.
All right, second question you guys have never been asked. Say you guys after a show, you guys get caught, you guys get kidnapped, thrown in a van, the whole band. You guys are taken hostage. You have one other band in the world. Any band you can have to come rescue you. Who do you think would be up for the task of saving you guys and saving your lives and rescuing you from the terrorists?
Rage Against the Machine.
Good answer. That came right to your head. Any reason why?
I was torn between Blink-182 and Rage.
Just you think Tom Morello would just be able to get the job done?
I think it would just be a fun time. Maybe some illegal stuff would happen, but it'd be a good time.
Awesome. What are you, Judy? Got an answer?
I was gonna go Beastie Boys.
Oh,
like in their prime.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably still, like whatever. But,
yeah. I mean, God rest his soul, MCA. Only 2 of them left, but I still think Ad Rock and Mike D can still get the job done.
That's why I just think like they had the attitude for it.
They definitely, and they,
especially back in their prime,
Yeah, they throw those jumpsuits on and just, like the mustache in the Sabotage video, they come coming to save you guys. I like that.
I would say Red Hot Chili Peppers. They just have the attitude that they can do whatever and get away with it. So I feel like if we were in a situation where we needed to be saved, they would pull through.
And I feel like you might have a thing for naked dudes that only wear socks. I mean, because that would be like your...
That would scare the terrorists for sure.
I love, of the bands you mentioned, 2 of them are known for being naked. Red Hot Chili Peppers and then the Blink-182 What's My Age Again video. So, hey, I'm not judging, but if you want a bunch of naked rock stars to come rescue you, that's on you.
Have you ever seen Nate in Speedo?
No, I have not. Can we?
Yes, you can.
All right.
I'm going to show you right now. It is impressive.
Super impressive.
Well, another thing too is that they would give you the clothes right off their backs because they're comfortable naked.
So true.
Keep you warm.
Wow.
Same. We'll put them in the windows and stuff.
Oh my god.
And that's
Yeah, you look really good.
Who's the hottie next to you?
So that's Grandma Lois.
What's up, Lois?
She's our guitar player's grandma, and she always wears Wolf t-shirts, always. And so I got a Wolf Speedo, not because of her, but we happened to be at their house for a pool party, and Spencer encouraged me to put it on and walk out there. She's like, we're taking a picture. You know how to make a grandma happy. It was great. Now I have an endorsement with that company that makes it.
Nice.
Thank you, Grandma Lois.
All right. Last question you've never been asked before. Where is the strangest place you've ever woken up? Either because it was unexpected or it was just plain weird. This is a safe place, you guys. We're not going to tell anyone.
The trust zone.
Trust circle.
I wish there was a time where I didn't remember going to bed, but because then I feel like it would be like, I don't know where I am when I wake up, but I don't know if there's a time.
I think me and Dylan, our guitar player, one time before finals, we decided to go sleep on an island. And it was probably like the hardest I've ever slept. So we woke up at like 10 a.m. and we're like in our hammocks. And like I had to like remember where I was. And so like you look up and we're just on an island and it's like, oh good, there's the canoe. We're gonna make it back. So that was interesting.
Wilson!
Yeah.
Me and Brian slept in the in our van in the church parking lot in Colorado. And I remember
Why is he shaking his head right now?
I remember waking up being like,
That was a rough week.
you weren't there that week.
You were on the way,
He was on the way there.
Yeah.
Nate had pneumonia that week.
Oof.
which is why I wasn't with them.
Mm-hmm.
But then we drove across the country still.
24 hours straight while he had pneumonia. It's very mean of me and Brian. But I was
You ever told that story of
What?
why you did that to get back?
I've told it, all right?
Okay. I
I need to tell it now.
Yeah.
So I secretly had a crush on my wife, who's here. At the time, I had a crush on her. Nobody knew it, and she had invited me to hang out that night. So I was put on a mission to get back that day. So me and Brian convinced Nate that he could sleep in the back while he had pneumonia, and we were going to drive all the way to Nashville.
I wish
And
you
like
would've
looking
just told
back,
me
that was like just so mean.
Wish you would have told me that on the spot. I would have been more like, yes, let's go get her vibe, but I was just bitter.
I was still like nervous, to tell anybody, but it worked out in the end.
Go team.
Let me put you in a
Ryla
van to
music.
die to meet my wife.
My future wife.
It worked out.
Shout out Ryla Music.
No kidding. So we play your songs like crazy, and we know what the songs mean to us, but what does Take It All Back mean to you?
Take It All Back is kind of a redefinition of what success looks like. In its simple nature, it's saying that success to us is about making music that's honest and for people, and not about, selling more tickets or having more Instagram followers or quote unquote becoming like a rock star or famous. It's about people, and no matter how many people are singing along to our music, at the end of the day, we're waking up to the fact that success isn't about that. It's about people.
Suit and Jacket?
So Suit and Jacket was kind of written out of this emotional roller coaster of a 2016 that I had. My first nephew was born, and my grandpa and one of my best friends from high school kind of suddenly passed away. And with our music, we just really want to implore people to go out and live their best life, whether you work in radio, whether you are an accountant, whether you're a doctor, or whether you're a musician or whatever it is, go at it for the full, because, we have a choice to whether just kind of get through this life and survive it, or we can go out and actually live it. And the ones that choose to live every day are the ones that make a difference.
What's your next single going to be?
So our next single, I believe it's going to be a song called Going to Mars. This song's kind of written out of this place of insecurities that I've felt just about myself. And the chorus is just kind of saying like a big screw you to that, or and just saying like no matter how many insecurities you have or walls that you kind of built up and you kind of put yourself in this box, at the end of the day, you can do anything you want with your life, and that's what matters.
The songs out right now that you guys don't play, is there anything that you guys listen to, anything you guys put in your headphones, anything you've been hearing lately, single-wise, anything you like?
I've been on a big Manchester Orchestra kick. They're this rock band out of Atlanta. They're traditionally like a little bit more of like a hard, tougher rock, and this one's kind of like more of like a Manchester Orchestra meets like War on Drugs. Really cool guitar sounds and really cool melodies, and I've been obsessed with Andy Hull's writing ever since that I kind of jumped on the Manchester Orchestra train. So they have a new record out called Black Mound to the Surface that I've been really digging.
I've been really into the new Haim and Bleachers albums.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to some of our Nashville peeps, the Lonely Biscuits, who we went to college with. Yeah, and they just came out with a new EP that's a San Francisco EP, and it's super good. And another guy we went to school with, Corey Kilgannon, who is about to come out with a new album. And both of them have opened for us on different occasions. And it's just fun to, like, being in Nashville and kind of growing up as a band around other bands to kind of, like, root for each other and support each other.
If there was any, like, we do this thing called Friday Jams on Friday where we'll play like anything. We'll even play, God, we've done like a Montel Jordan or something that isn't necessarily alternative. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll throw in just whatever, but as long as it's like our generation, you know, we're all the same age. If there was a song that wasn't necessarily alternative that we could play on the radio for Friday Jams, what would it be?
Probably Charlie Wilson.
That's great.
There Goes My Baby. Is that
The old one?
is that the name of it?
Yeah. There Goes My Baby. That'd be the most appropriate.
We love that song. That's like one of our top pump up songs. Like everyone gets in the van, everyone sings every word. Yeah.
There goes my baby. There goes my destiny. Only is one for me. There goes my baby. There goes my baby. Yeah. She gonna be the one. We gonna fall in love. We're gonna have some babies.
Perfect. I don't even think we need to play the song. You just sang it.
Please do.
That was awesome. Judah, Nate, Brian, Spencer, thank you very much. Judah and the line, you guys. We love you to death.
Love you.
Love you guys to death.
Thanks, guys.